Right. Giannis made some comments about his near future and where he could potentially and how Milwaukee could potentially dispose of him. I'm curious to see what you guys think, where he could potentially end up, or where you would like to see him end up if Milwaukee decides to move him. Giannis stated, "Look, I hope it never happens, but I'm expecting it to. Just because you've given a lot to the team doesn't mean the team won't do what's best for itself. It's not always the same owners. And when I say owners, the team presidents now, they're not the same as when we won the championship. It's someone else." I can't be mad at Giannis's mindset because even with how great he is, we saw last year, prime example, Luka Doncic. He was moved after leading a team to the NBA Finals. You think Giannis can't get moved? Sorry, anybody's disposable. So the second you're not meeting the expectations of the franchise, they're going to hit you with, "We're trying to go in another direction. Where would you like to go?" Or a player of Giannis's caliber, I doubt they would just send him anywhere. I feel like they would at least confront him or consult with him before they just move him anywhere, being that he did actually bring them a championship. So they should hold him to a higher pedigree than to just dispose of him like that. But hey, we never know these days with the way the NBA is going. But besides that, I'm always going to be an advocate for players to maximize their earning potentials while they're pro athletes, because the same way the teams will get rid of you, you have to have that. It's business at the end of the day. So don't fall too in love with a franchise that may never fall that in love with you. The second you're not doing for them what you need them to do, it's a sad reality, but it's the reality. So I'm all for Giannis being self-aware to be able to say this. It doesn't mean he's trying to leave, but he understands, hey, if things aren't going the way they want it to, I could be out of here. One, I couldn't see Milwaukee moving him within the next, at least for another 2 to 3 years, because they don't need to. They can still legitimately contend this year with the roster they have, because you still have Giannis, you still have a bunch of guys that can play their role, and the way that team is configured, they can still compete for a championship. I'm not going to just write them out off and say, nah, it's slow for them. You still have Giannis, and he's in his prime. I wouldn't expect Milwaukee to even pursue any moves for him for another 2 to 3 years. So this is not something that has any sense of urgency, but it could potentially happen down the line. I'm curious to see what you guys think if and when Giannis were to get moved. Who would you want to see him go to, or who would you want to see him team up with? Hey, it is what it is.